Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the You're Entitled to Your Opinion podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm your host. And here on the show, we talk all things genre films, books, TV. Basically, if it's mainstream or rom-com, we're not going to talk about it in here unless a zombie shows up or something like that. We just talk about genre films and things that we love. But I want to get straight to our guest. So let me get to our introduction here because this is impressive. We've got best-selling author. We have co-host of the world's most famous and successful Kiss podcast, the number one Kiss podcast in the world, the Shout It Out Loudcast, and the curator of the Chamber of Thrills community, my friend Tom Gigliotti. Tom, as Paul Stanley would say, welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome.
What an entrance that is. I'm humbled, Gordon, and it's finally amazing to meet you, talk to you. We have been on Facebook back and forth for years. So this is a thrill to be here. I'm so excited.
Well, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. And listen, your accolades keep stacking. I mean, you got a best-selling author of this. You're not in a fight for number one podcast. A bunch of other people are scrambling around for that. But listen, your accolades keep stacking. I think you got another book coming out soon. I'm sure you have an announcement soon on that thing.
Yeah, we're working on it right now. With the holidays coming, if you can believe it, it's already the middle of October. Yeah, we're working feverishly on that, but you know how time goes. But it's book number 2 is definitely coming. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I'm excited for that. Like a shameless plug, I just did my first work of fiction ever.
Yes.
I've got like 60 titles on Amazon from theology to eye care. And I was like, well, I'm watching so much horror. I got to try this.
I can't
wait.
So
it was a fun experiment. It really was. So,
congrats.
But listen, getting your book published and seeing people appreciate it's really the fun part, right?
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing when you go on Amazon and type in your name or the title of the book and you see it there and that it's available for purchase. It's pretty amazing. So congrats to you. The book is Glue, correct?
Yeah, it's called Glue. It's one of those Stephen King type short stories that came to me in beginning to end. Yep. And so I'll do an episode on it eventually. But your book is here, right here underneath this photo of me and Amy. And you know what? I accidentally spilled water all over it. And so it's all wrinkled. And Amy's like, I'm like, Amy, I got to order another copy. She's like, no. I was like, you don't understand. So yeah, I'm getting ready to order another copy. But either way, congrats on the show and the podcast.
Thank you.
And listen, the Chamber of Thrills community, everybody listening, if you like horror, go to Facebook, join the Chamber of Thrills community. All we do is just go, hey, this one's good. This one sucks. Check this out, which is really what horror is about and why I wanted to have you on the show.
Perfect. Yeah, Chamber of Thrills. So yeah, we talk about what we've seen, what we haven't seen. A lot of times I'll share links to things that are coming out, coming soon, or horror news, because believe it or not, there is horror news out there. I created the group a few years ago. It's growing. I think we just recently broke about 200 members. It's tons of fun. Obviously, it's right there. Just search for us, like you said, Chamber of Thrills. Join the fun, and I love hearing people's thoughts and reviews on like, hey, I just watched this. What do you think? And everybody's, I love it, or this movie is terrible, or it's the way to go. I love it.
Well, oddly enough, it's like the best community. Like one. I mean, like if someone says this sucks.
Yep.
People aren't going nuts on them, or if people are like, I love this. And that's the thing. I mean, I've enjoyed the community, and part of I guess if you're listening, here's what we're going to do today, by the way. We're going to, Tom and I are going to share our 5 overrated and underrated horror movies. And as we've discussed, we can do a lot of episodes on this. But Tom, when you put together your underrated, were you going with like, here are movies that people don't know about? Or these are movies that are out that people just didn't give out? Like, how did you define underrated? That's part of it.
I am so glad you asked that, because I was literally just going to ask you the same thing, because I know a lot of people have different definitions of underrated and overrated. We talk about it all the time on our show when it comes to music, bands, and albums. So for this exercise here, underrated for me is a movie that if you're not a full-on horror nerd like we are, it's a movie that you should see. Okay. Or it's a movie that maybe flew under the radar. Maybe it was only available on streaming, or maybe it did come out in the theaters and it got buried. And it's something that you need to pay attention to and give it a shot. Overrated for me is that's kind of a big deal because I always say overrated doesn't mean bad. Okay. It just means that people gush over this particular thing, whether it's an album, a band, or a movie. And personally, me, I don't think it deserves all that gushing. It doesn't mean I don't like it. I just think it's okay compared to what people rate it. That's how I define overrated. I don't know about you.
Very similar. I think my overrated, I'm a little bit more critical of. I'm like,
Okay.
I mean, like, why did we all love this for a period of time?
Yeah.
Underrated. I went. There's a couple here that maybe people don't know about. Only a couple. I'm not deep diving, but and there's one that I think people hate that I'm like, you got to give this another shot. This is a
Yeah.
fun film. But I think that's where overrated. I'm more critical of. I really am. I'm like,
I'll be fair. I will. I'm looking at my list right now, and I have a bunch. I mean, I have five, but then I have some honorable mentions if we even get into that. Some of the ones on my overrated list, I will admit that I probably don't like. I don't go back to a lot. Some of my underrated ones are some you've probably heard of. Some people listen to this who aren't horror fans are going to be completely clueless as to what I'm talking about, and that's kind of the point. And
right.
like you said earlier, we're going to try to share where these are available, if they are available on streaming, so that people listening to this can check it out and hopefully, agree or disagree, whatever. Like the show says, you're entitled to your opinion.
Well, and so let's jump in. Let's do it this way.
Okay.
Let's start underrated, and we'll end on a high note. And we'll
Okay.
go. You share an underrated. I'll share an underrated. We'll go through our five. Oh, excuse me, overrated. We'll start with the negative. So let's
Okay.
start with our overrated. You do one, I do one, and then we'll hit to the underrated, where we're like, people, you just got to check this out. So
Okay.
if you want to get started, give me an overrated, one of your five overrated horror movies.
Okay. So this is one I'm sure I'm gonna get I'm sure I'm probably might get a lot of pushback on a lot of these. These are in no particular order, and
Yep.
I know Gordon that we had talked. I tried to grab a few from a couple different decades. I didn't want to be too top heavy on one time period because that would have been easy. So for the first one on my list, and again, these are really in no particular order. And this movie is just renowned amongst horror people. This one comes from 1978,
Okay.
and it's the original Dawn of the Dead. Okay.
Oh wow! Is that
All right.
George
So
Romero?
George
Yeah.
Romero. So I love the original Night of the Living Dead. I
Mm-hmm.
love Day of the Dead. I love the Dawn of the Dead remake. I think the remake is
Yeah,
fantastic.
very good film. Very good film.
I just find the 78 Dawn of the Dead a little bit of a snoozer. And and when I hear people talking about how they think this is the best one in that Dead series, because you have Night, Dawn, and Day.
Right.
Day is fantastic if you're a gore fest. Night is fantastic if you like black and white. I just think Dawn is a little bit of a snoozer for me. I think it's overrated for me. I've watched it a few times and it just doesn't do much for me.
I think you're right. I'd have to agree with you. I'm trying to, I'm trying to fall in love with zombie films again. Like
Yeah,
for me, Train to Busan is like this. This is like
unreal,
if you've never watched it, please
unreal.
go watch it. I just watched recently the 28 years. I just watched that recently, but I've kind of fallen out of love with zombie films. I
There's not a
think you're
lot to do with
right.
the story. That's why.
You're right. I mean, you've got to care about the people. I mean,
Yep,
like otherwise, it's just it's just zombies chewing on necks, right? And
exactly.
yeah, I think you're right. That first one, I get it's a little bit of a snooze fest. Like it
Yeah,
really. I mean, in the '70s, you've got movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, you got some movies that knew how to shock and wake
yeah,
us up.
yep,
But you know what? And if you don't care about the people, zombie movies are awful. Like
yeah,
really, you've got to care about the characters. And I agree with you on that first one. I'm not a big fan of it either. So I'm with you on
yeah.
that one.
I would recommend the remake. To be honest, I think the remake is surprisingly really good.
All right. Well,
That's
I
actually
have to
that's
go.
that actually. I'm not trying to be the show director here. That's a good future episode. Horror remakes.
No, I agree with you because they're listen.
Yeah,
We're not even going to get into Rob Zombie and Halloween. We're not going to talk about that today because you go like the remakes have to be a reason. So yeah, I agree with you. Horror
okay.
remakes would be a great episode.
Great episode.
I
Yep.
This one is more recent,
Okay.
and when this came out, the world loved it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with 2018 Bird Box. I don't know what you thought of
Oh,
that. Now, this has a Rotten Tomato of 81%. What are we winning? Oscars? This
that
movie has no impact on me. I had to look it up to remember. All I could remember is you can't look at them. I don't remember the creatures. Listen, I love Sandra Bullock. In another world, Sandy and I were married. I love Sandy, but come on, I mean, I had to look it up. I mean, I think part it was that beginning of Netflix things taking off,
hmm
like where like the virality of Netflix is like run to Netflix and see this thing because
Yep.
dude, that's 7 years ago. That's a
7
long
years
time in
ago.
streaming.
Yep.
And I think part of it was the first time a big name actress went straight to Netflix and people went after it. But I can't find anything about it that I remember. And there was actually a sequel. Did you know that? I mean, I didn't
I,
even know there was a sequel.
I did
Like
not know there was a sequel.
I went to Wiki and I was like, oh, there's a sequel. I'm not going to watch that. That's terrible. The director is a female director. So I know female horror directors, there's some acclaim to that. But I'll be honest with you, man, I saw it with my family. And my family, we're horror, we're movie nerds. My family,
Yeah.
that's what we do. We're all going to
Yeah.
get together. It's like, what's the movie? I just don't remember anything about this movie that took over way overrated, way overrated.
Yeah, I remember kind of the same. That was 2018 big hype train on Netflix. It was that's when they were releasing like they were releasing events. I know this is going to sound really snobby and I hate it that I'm going to say this, but I feel like Bird Box is the type of movie for people that don't like horror movies,
No, that's fair. No, no.
which is probably why it has a sky high Rotten Tomatoes rating or IMDb rating, because it's a very digestible horror movie. You know,
Yeah.
it's not there's not a lot of gore, not a lot of like graphic violence and things. It's got a little bit of suspense. It's got Sandra Bullock, like you said, but it's to me that's a perfect example of what do you mean by overrated. It's not that it's necessarily like a terribly made movie. It just doesn't deserve that sky high rating.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's the non-horror movies person's favorite horror movie. Like, oh, I like Bird Box. And
100%.
like, I don't remember it, but fair
Yep.
enough. But
Yep.
yeah, so that's my. Unfortunately, that one was just way too easy. I was just like, well,
Yeah.
Bird Box is top of my list.
That's okay. Yeah. All right.
All right,
So
what you got next?
all right. So next one for me. This is a movie I remember when this one came out. People still talk about to this day. You're a horror fan like me, Gordon, so you're probably sick of that term elevated horror. The thinking man's horror movie.
Yeah, whatever.
It's
Yeah,
you know, this came out in 2014, and I remember when I first saw it, I was like, all right, that's okay, but really? And that is the Babadook.
oh,
Okay.
but like people just thought it was amazing.
They think it's amazing. Now, granted, the female lead is she's pretty good. Now, I can't stand that little kid in the movie. The kid is absolutely horrendous. He ruins the movie. And one of my big problems, and back in 2014, this wasn't really a thing, but I feel like it's kind of maybe the Babadook was the beginning of it. But like trauma-based horror is like where it to now in 2025, it's kind of an exhausting kind of subgenre.
Yeah, yeah.
Back then, maybe it was a big deal because it was still relatively new, so I could see why people like that. But to go back and watch this, it just doesn't do much for me.
I had so far we're right on track. I remember
Yeah.
having this kid in our community, and kid, he just got to college. He's like, you got to watch Babadook, and again, you and I are very similar age. I'm watching Faces of Death. You know what I'm
Yeah, of
saying? And
course.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a whole episode, like just of
that's a whole
how
other episode.
how
Yeah,
messed up we were watching that. I was like, and again, horror does not have to be gory to me. It
not
doesn't.
at all. Not
If
at all.
you disturb me, you win. That's all I want to be. I want to be disturbed. Babadook, I was like, I don't feel any tension. I don't feel
Nope.
anything. Like you're right. It was like, oh, someone let me write a horror movie about. Let me look up urban legends and make a horror movie about
Yeah.
it, and then you have to like it because I was the first one to do Babadook. I agree.
Yeah.
Found nothing there.
Nope. Not at all.
All right, all right. My next one is going to upset. So I don't know if it's going to upset you. We've never talked about this one, and I
Ooh.
tried not. This is 2016,
Oh.
and I stayed away from it because this is not my genre. But I truly, and I have not watched all the series. Terrifier. I do not like the Terrifier series. I want to be so Art the Clown. It was made for nothing, so I want to give credit to anybody who can make a horror any movie for that low of a budget that transcends. I want to give credit to the filmmakers. That is not easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first one, half of the second one. I'm good. I Here's my problem with it. Listen, create a character for me. I love it. I want a character that I follow and that is dreadful. It is disgusting for disgusting's sake. And that is to me the biggest mistake you can make in a movie. Like if you want to be gory, great, but it's gotta be like, oh, it's gotta scare me. Um, but if you're just having people poop on themselves for the sake of pooping on themselves, that is not scary to me. I don't want to act like I'm the sophisticated horror fan, but there's nothing. The story's not good. Like I said, I got to like halfway through the second one, and I'm like, I'm good. You guys go on, have your fandom. By the way, I forgot to mention it. This one's on Amazon Prime, so if you need to go see the first Terrifier, I forgot to mention that you can always find Bird Block on Netflix. It's just disgusting for disgusting's sake, and that's not what I want to watch. Vastly overrated. Tom, what did you think when you watched Terrifier?
Gordon, this is amazing. 100% agree. And I cannot believe the exact same thing. I made it through the halfway of the second one. And it's not because above the gore. Gore is fine.
Yeah,
I cannot believe they're in the middle of, I think, making a fourth one. Like
fourth.
now, I think now they have Art the Clown wearing like Santa hats. They're gonna make it Christmas theme. I mean, the first one, I get it. I get it. Everybody loves a horror icon. We hadn't had a new horror icon probably since Ghostface 30 years ago. Okay, so
Sure, sure.
I get that, but it was just a nasty, mean spirited movie that was, to me, and again, I know this is going to sound snobby, I feel like it was geared towards a lot younger people, which is fine because I know we're a little bit older, but you can't deny the success that they keep making new ones. And if you're a horror merch collector, everywhere you go, you can't escape
Right,
Art the Clown.
right.
He's everywhere. But you're right. You brought up a great point. It's vicious gore for the sake of gore. There's obviously no plot. There's no story, and it's a perfect. I get my son's 21. He's a senior in college, and we joke about Art the Clown all the time. He doesn't really care either way. He's like, whatever, it's fine. But I'm like, enough with this guy. Every time I turn around, there's more Art the Clown. Enough.
Well, I think you make a great point. There's a lot of times where a first movie is made
Yep.
that's kind of gory, captures attention, and then the second one, like I'll use Terminator as an example.
Yep.
Terminator 1 is just a kind of a gory, low budget horror movie.
Yep.
And then they made a great film with Terminator 2. I don't know if you like that example or not, but I'm like,
No, I get it.
Terminator
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
is but it holds up today, 30 plus years later.
Yep.
I think so. Terrifier 1, I'm like, this is not for me. When I went in Terrifier 2, I was like, okay, you've got some money. Do you have storytelling ability? And honestly, when that girl pooped on herself, I'm like, you have no ability here. You just thought, what's disgusting? And I don't find disgusting great horror. I really
Not
don't.
at all.
It's not. It's just so yeah. So that's mine. Is Terrifier 1. Can't tell you about the others. Vastly overrated. Vastly overrated.
I love it. I love it. All right. My next one is very recent. And this is a
Okay.
movie
All right.
this is a movie I watched on an airplane, and I was super excited to download it onto my phone or my tablet. And I was like, finally, I'm going to watch this movie.
You didn't
Everyone,
watch it on like the back of the screen, did you? Like the
no,
back of the.
no. I actually watched it on a tablet.
All
I
right.
sat, I put it in front of me, and it's one of those movies I know you're gonna know where I'm going. The first half of the movie, I'm like, all right, you got me hooked. I'm
Oh
into
no.
this. And then the movie just flips the script, and you're like, did they just splice two movies together? And I'm talking about 2022's Barbarian.
Oh, you didn't like Barbarian.
I'm okay, great. Now we have a fight.
But
Now
you're
we have a
right.
disagree.
It is two movies.
We
It
have a
is two movies.
disagreement. We have it. Okay,
But
I
I
like.
love Barbarian. I do.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead. Give
this
it
is
to me.
perfect. This is perfect. So here's one of the fatal flaws of being a horror fan is listening to the hype and waiting a while to see a movie, right?
Okay.
Because
Okay.
because you get pummeled with the hype of a movie, pummeled, and then by the time you see it, nothing on earth can live up to whatever hype you've been hearing.
Right.
But even still, I really just did not like the massive hard left turn that the movie went because I thought the movie was the first half. I thought that was the movie.
Right. Yeah,
And
movie
and
worth
and I and
watching.
I
Yeah.
was and I was into it. I love the suspense. I love the way the movie was shot, the writing, the creepiness, the eeriness. And then when it turned into the actual plot, I was like, I'm like, you were doing so well and you just lost me. So can't do it.
I love it. I think there's a third part of that movie there because the first part is the tension, which is
Yes.
real. They do a great like if it was
Yeah.
a play, you're like, you got me, right? The
Exactly.
second half, we're in the basement. I think
Yep.
where it falls apart is when we go up to the water tower,
Thank
and I'm
you.
like, who is the mystical black man that has to explain things to me? No offense. I think that is a terrible trope. I
Yep.
think we did fine until we got to the water tower. I
I agree
haven't
with that
seen
too.
Weapons yet. All honestly, I'm waiting. I'm waiting until it gets to Max. I hope Weapons is amazing. But I was with you until the water tower. That's what makes the movie like a B minus.
Okay.
But the first half tension,
I loved it.
fantastic.
It was terrific. It was terrific.
Yeah,
And
and I like a hard left turn. I really do. I like a movie that goes in one direction and then all of a sudden you freak me out. But I think the resolution was poor. I will admit that. So,
I
but
just
I
I'll never
would recommend it. I would
I,
recommend it.
I would probably recommend it too. I know that might not make sense because it's not that it's not entertaining. It's not boring. But I'll never forget when I was watching it and you have that first half, that tension in the house and the basement and the darkness and the creepiness. And then all of a sudden it cuts to Justin Long in his convertible along the California highway. And I'm like, wait, I'm like, maybe the download didn't work or something. Like, what is going on right here? But
Well,
yeah,
I
I'm
appreciate it. So my next one, I think on this first episode we do, Tom, we're probably catching all the low hanging fruit. I think in the overrated, I mean in the underrated, I've got some maybe you never heard of, but in
oh
this
yeah.
next underrated, this one is popular.
Okay.
People love it. I went back to it. I'm like, this movie is boring. It's 1997.
Oh,
We've got Scream and Final Destination kind of launching. We've got all these cute, beautiful people making movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer sucks. Like, now listen, here is the redeeming, and I'm going to try not to go too base here. Jennifer Love Hewitt is amazing in that movie, and it's not because of her acting ability.
100%.
Just, just,
100%.
just
Yes.
stunning in that movie.
Yes.
That movie has nothing. I mean, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna watch the reboot in a couple of hit Netflix in a couple of days. You can watch I Know What You Did Last Summer on Paramount. Those movies are bad, dude. I mean, like, I'm not scared of the dude with the hook. I got notes here. There's nothing to read. It's just it's attractive people in the late 90s and someone with an idea. We killed someone and we find out a year later that someone knows about it. It's just a bad movie. It's just not very good.
It is the horror movie equivalent of what happened to like hair metal in the 80s. Somebody does
Good analogy.
somebody does it so good and so original and so kick-ass. And then everyone's like, "Well, I could do that. We're just going to put these beautiful TV people and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
make a thrill." Now, I will say this, I have to admit there's nostalgia in that for me because I saw it in the theaters and when I'm sure you know a theater experience is a lot different, But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna fight you on the quality of the movie. The movie is what it is. It's just it's very breezy, very airy. It's another movie for people that really don't like horror movies. And the fact that they made I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, then they made I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer.
I didn't know there was an I Always. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
even know that existed.
Yes, and then spoiler alert, I have heard horrific reviews about the remake.
Well, I'm gonna watch the reboot or whatever remake or whatever it
Yeah.
is. I hear it's terrible.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
again,
I'm
I,
with
I
you on that.
went back to it, and there's some movies in the late '90s you go back to that you tell someone, "Oh, this is great," and then you
Yep.
watch it and you go, "It's really not," but you still love it.
Yep.
Not the case for I Know What You Did Last Time. I went back to it and I was like, it's just a bad movie. So,
Fair
all
enough.
right,
Okay.
we've got two more
Yep.
overrated. I know I've got one that I think we're going to agree with. One I hope you disagree with me on, to be honest with you. But Tom, what have you got left on the overrated?
Okay, so this is a little bit of a cheat in a way, not really, because I believe it was a made-for-TV series. It came, I think it came in multiple parts, but you can still watch it in one full part, and it's beloved, and I think it's a nostalgia time type thing, and I think it for me it suffers because the remake was so
Oh
incredible,
no, I can't wait.
and this is 1990's It.
Oh, so okay. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this. What do you not? Which one do you not like, or do you not like all of them?
Okay, so the newer ones that came out with Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, I think are fantastic, especially part
Yep.
one. Part two is okay. I think
Part one's amazing. Part
part
one is
one,
amazing.
part one is almost a 5-star horror movie for me. Absolutely incredible. It, I again, I think it's kind of like what you said. People Kiss talk about this too. You judge things on your memory of it, right?
Yes, yes.
When this came out, first of all, I don't think Tim Curry as Pennywise is scary because I can't get Tim Curry out of my head as the butler from Clue, which is one of my favorite comedies of all
or
time,
Rocky Horror Picture
or
Show.
Rocky
Like, are you
Horror
supposed
Picture
to be
Show.
garters?
Right,
Yeah.
right. I just think it's real. It plus it's so 1990, and I think it's poorly acted. I don't think that version of Pennywise is very scary. And the way I hear people talk about this, they really love this one. And I don't know if it's because of the memories that they have attached to it, but it just doesn't do much for me.
Well, I at some point in time, I'm gonna do a bunch of episodes on Stephen King. I mean,
Yes.
honestly,
Yes.
aside from his most recent, I've read every published novel. And I mean, I'm just a Stephen King honk, and
Me
I
too.
know
Me
he
too.
puts out. If you Stephen King, we could do a whole podcast on Stephen King movies
Sure.
and never run out of content. It's like
Yep.
Kiss. So like, well,
Yep.
you got 100 some movies. Real quick, when I was an English teacher, I taught at an alternative school. So
Okay.
to get to me, you had to be expelled. And my teacher was like, I don't literally care what you teach them. They have to pass the end of grade tests. I'm
Okay.
like, deal. And we did a lot of Stephen King. And I watched that miniseries a dozen times.
Yep.
And the problem is, it was made for TV. Like
And that's why
it's not scary.
yeah, that's why I said it was kind of a cheat
And
putting it on my list.
well,
But
no, but still. And the
yeah.
problem with it, have you read the novel, Tom?
Oh
Have you
yeah.
read it?
I certainly
The
did.
the ending is unfilmable. No
Oh,
one will ever, and
you can't.
I can't, I mean, in this day and age, you can't even say it.
No, you
You
can't.
can't film that ending, which is
No, you
why
can't.
Stephen King is the legend. Like that, that's how you end a movie.
Yep.
So, my daughter read, Emma, who started this podcast with me, she read it, loves the new one, went back, has a little bit of nostalgia for the first one, but I'm with you. Like it is in and of itself. I mean, it was epic because someone attempted it. It
That's
was
it.
4 or 5 series. We got 6 or 8 hours to go.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I have to agree with you in principle. It's not that great,
It's not.
but
It's not.
but if I look back, I'm like, well, if you're going to do the It universe, it's required you go back and give that a shot. But
Yeah.
you're right. The first remake, part one, recently,
Incredible.
phenomenal. Like they don't
Yeah.
make horror movies like that.
Nope. Nope.
And again, every It ending is going to suffer
Yeah, you can't
because
do it.
you just can't film it.
You
And
can't. You
so,
can't. Yeah, yeah. You
you
can't put
know,
that on film. No.
but the first one, like you mentioned, we're battling a badly generated giant spider in a cave. Terrible.
Yeah.
Just
Tough.
awful. So
It's tough, and it's dated, which I know that's probably a harsh penalizing it based on its time, but it is what it is.
it
So
is
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Well, if that one is your low hanging fruit, I know this one is, and because I've listened to you enough, Tom, you're going to agree with me, but it
Uh
has to
oh.
be said. And
Okay.
I'm going with the whole franchise,
Oh, we're
not
picking franchises. Okay.
just the whole franchise is overrated. And I'm going with Nightmare on Elm
Oh,
Street.
thank you.
Now, listen, in 1984, you can watch them all on Max. In 84, I loved it. I watched it. Uh, Listen, we've got Dokken and Dream Warriors, and I'm like, this is great,
Yep.
but it's my memory. And when I go back and watch it, it's terrible. There's nothing scary. The only good scene I could find is when that girl's in the bathtub
Mm,
and the blades or the claws or whatever come out of.
come out of the
That's
tub,
a
the water.
scary
Yep.
scene. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Freddy Krueger's not in that scene.
That's right.
Like, if they would give this to a real horror director and we went nuts
Mm-hmm.
and we quit trying to put Robert England in everything and we went like freako scary dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom, I think you've heard my story. I'm an epilepsy fighter. I know what
Mm-hmm.
freako dreams are. I know what
Yep.
happens when you start putting psychotics in your brain
Yep.
and you wake up and you think the world has come to an end. I want someone to film that.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot recommend to you a single Nightmare on Elm Street except Dream Warriors because I like Dokken. That's what I got for you.
I think that franchise is beyond horrendous. The first one, I might disagree with you a little bit on the first one. I think the first one, just because of its originality and just because it does have some interesting shots, like the Johnny Depp shot with the bed, and I mean, I'm not saying that it's scary, but and then part two goes off the rails because then Freddy is in real life. He's at the pool party with the kids. I'm like, well, I thought this guy was supposed to be in your dreams. But you're right. Part three is the best, and then after that, Freddy just becomes like Abbott and Costello, which is like
He's a
punched.
cartoon. He's a cartoon
Yeah,
character.
he has never done anything scary, and it's disappointing that they made the remake when the remake was brutal. The remake was horrendous because you're right. There's the DNA of something really terrifying is there, and I hope maybe in the future somebody tries it again.
I think dreams in and of itself are
Yep.
the nature of good horror.
Yeah. 100%.
Uh, not as a trick, not at the end where we're like, oh, it's just all a dream. We all are tired of that trope.
Yep.
I think there's the base of something there, and maybe they'll give the franchise to a director who's like, hey, you need to let me make a hard R film here
Yep.
that people are worried about when they see. And if they
Mm-hmm.
think that, we'll make a good film. But I
Yeah.
had to say it. I thought it was too easy. And I knew from I don't even remember when you said it. I know you do not like that franchise, but
Probably because I posted something in Chamber of Thrills about it, maybe.
probably. So, but I'm saving my most controversial one for last. So, what is your last overrated film for today's episode?
Okay, so it was going to be just one movie, but this movie is also the first entry in a franchise. So since you threw out a franchise, I'm just going to go with the entire franchise, not just the first movie. The franchise started in 1987. I understand that people get really enamored with characters and very powerful images and powerful characters, but I think the movies are terrible. I think the plots are terrible. I think some of the gore is stupid. I don't really enjoy the lore and the story of this franchise, and that is Hellraiser. Sorry,
You know
can't do
what?
it. Can't do it.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I watched them all when they came out.
Yeah, I can't do it.
And in my last couple of years, like literally, it's only been the last 3 years I dove back into horror.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because Emma said, will you watch this with me? And I always made a deal with her.
Yep.
Any movie you say, will you watch this with me? I'm in. Like
Oh, me too. Same
yeah, I
thing.
mean, like, what if your 16-year-old wants to spend time with you? I'm like, I'm
You
in,
say
right?
yes. That's right.
And now she's off in college. I don't have any memory of it. Like
Yeah.
I saw them and it made no impact. So all I can say to you is probably so, because I
I
don't
think
have any desire to revisit it.
right. I think the thing with Hellraiser again, so it came out in 1987. The kind of the slasher boom was pretty much dead, and people were kind of like looking for something. So I give him credit that Pinhead, he's
Good
unique.
character. Yeah, yeah,
The story is unique. You know, the box and then all the Cenobites and all the, you know, there's some really like horrible gore, especially in that first one. But there has to be a story. I have to care about the story. It's kind of like goes back to like the Terrifier thing. I know there's a story to Hellraiser. I just don't care enough about it to continue watching all of these
yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Well done. Well
Yep.
done. All right.
Yep.
So I saved my most controversial. I do not know your
Oh,
opinion on this one.
you're making me nervous calling this
This
controversial.
one people love.
Oh no.
It's a 2025 top film
Ooh.
that I am very upset with.
Oh.
And I'm going with 2025's Sinners.
Okay.
Very cool.
I will say this. Haven't seen it yet, and I'll tell you why I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I'll tell you why I haven't seen it yet, and because I'm afraid of the hype train. I feel
well,
like this.
I
I feel
don't
like
know
this
how much
movie
to
can't be
share.
good.
I don't know how much to share if you haven't
Go no
seen
no
it.
no. Go ahead. I know what it's about.
All right. So
I know.
first of all, go watch it on Max. Let me
Yep.
say all the good things.
Okay.
Beautifully shot.
Yep.
I mean, the director, was it Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, knows how to shoot a film.
Yep.
It is beautiful. It's got a budget. It's got beautiful people in it.
Yep.
It is a rip off of From Dusk Till Dawn, like I've never seen a movie get ripped off. Now, From Dusk Till Dawn is what it is.
Sure.
Front half of it, great Tarantino film. Have you seen Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Second
Way
half
back. Yep. Way
is
back.
a Robert Rodriguez zombie film, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we have here. We've got a zombie film. We have brothers, both films.
Yep.
We have both things taking place at a bar. We have them turning into vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We have the titillating female, and I will not give it away for your sake. We have the same ending.
Yeah, don't give away the ending yet.
I will not.
Especially for the listeners.
Listen, it's a better shot, better budgeted From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because my son saw that with his girlfriend this summer, right when it came out. They came home and my son was like gushing over it, saying like the acting, the cinematography, the music, the everything. And his girlfriend sat there, just looked at me, and when she was just like, "Nah, not for me." and they love horror movies, so it wasn't that it was a horror movie. She was just like, "Nah, not." And then you're right. First of all, it has to be overrated because people have been nonstop about it forever.
Right, like really? So
right.
I mean, here's the thing. If you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, Sinners is fantastic.
Right. Okay.
But in another world, in another episode, I've seen every single thing Tarantino's done, every single thing Robert Rodriguez has done, the good and the bad.
Yep.
But it is maybe it's an homage.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're gushing over it. I can't see the differences. All I know is in From Dusk Till Dawn, I get Salma Hayek dancing with a snake in a bikini, and it gets the win for me. I'm sorry. Yeah. It gets the win for me.
But it's funny. I haven't watched Sinners because I'm like, you know what it is? I'm having like kind of PTSD with the whole Barbarian thing. Like everybody told me Barbarian was amazing and it wasn't. And now I'm like, is Sinners, it can't live up to this, but everyone's like, no, you got to see it. So I don't know. It's very hard to find a properly rated horror movie these days.
Well, I truly hope you like it. And
I hope I do too. I'll let you know. Yep.
But I'm like, for me, I'm like, guys, you're right. If it's made it that mainstream.
Yep.
I mean, it was like whatever the last Jordan Peele movie was. I mean,
don't even get me Gordon, I was going to do a whole thing about Jordan Peele being just overrated. just in
Well,
general.
we'll get to our honorable mentions in a minute.
Okay.
But I kept him off the list of both lists at this point in
Okay.
time. So, well, listen, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna
Okay.
take first for the underrated. If
Do it.
that's all right with you, we'll
Go
switch.
ahead. Your
And
your show.
and this one is because I love it. I
Okay.
can't tell you this is a great horror movie. Sometimes you just see a movie and you're like, I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be great. And it is 2002's, go check it out on AMC Plus, Ghost Ship.
Oh, love it.
Oh, don't tell me. I was real. It's a Gabrielle Byrne, Juliana Margulies. It maybe it doesn't even hold up, but here's the premise. We've got listen, I love giant shark movies. We've got pirate they're going out, they look for pirate ships that they can or anything that they can find. They find this cruise liner. If they can bring it back, they get all this money, they find gold, and then all the trapped souls on the ship. The CGI is I can watch this movie on repeat. I love Ghost Ship. Suspend whatever you have in your mind and go. It's AMC Plus, Pluto. Please go. And I like Gabrielle Byrne. The dude's in Usual Suspects, Ghost Ship. Very underrated actor. Little Women. The dude's in everything. I
Yep.
love Ghost Ship. I don't know if you've seen. It looks like you have. Underrated film. Go watch it.
Okay. The best part of Ghost Ship, it arguably has maybe the greatest opening sequence of any horror movie ever. I mean, if you have never seen Ghost Ship, just watch the first 10 minutes of the movie.
It's so good.
It is incredible. And you're right, that's a perfect example of something that's underrated. Not only is that underrated, I think people like hate that movie. I love it. It's a great pick. We obviously have a lot in common here because I think that's a super fun movie.
Well, good. I hope I am able to knock you off a little bit here, but Ghost Ship, I don't know what it was. I watched it on VHS. I rented it from Blockbuster, and it's never died for me, even when I return. So good. All right,
Okay.
I can't wait to hear what has been underrated for you. Give me something,
Oh,
Tom.
all right. So some of these underrated ones, again, they might not be well known. So it might not be that they're poorly rated and I love them. They might just be kind of unknown. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this one because I've mentioned it on our podcast and I've gushed about it on Chamber of Thrills, but I can't say enough about it because I truly think it's one of the best horror movies to come out in the last 20, 25 years. It came out in 2009. You've heard me talk about it before, and that is The House of the Devil. I
Yes.
think this is a must see for anybody that loves high tension, slow burn horror. This movie just makes you feel very, very uncomfortable. And I love movies like that. A lot of people say, oh, it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. I love that because
Yeah.
this movie, it's a slow burn, but by the time you've reached the end of the burn and you get to the climax, it just absolutely takes off. It's next level. It's next level. I love it. At first, you really don't know what is going on here, and I love too when movies take place in a time period. This takes place in the 80s. It's about a girlfriend that takes a babysitting job. And she's a college kid. It takes place kind of like in the mid 80s. It's got some 80s music to it, 80s, clothing and things like that, 80s aesthetic. And there is kind of a lot of nothing during the movie. You kind of, but you,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you can feel something. And once you get to that, I think it's fantastic. I push this one on everybody. It's available on Amazon Prime. So yeah, House of the Devil.
Well, I think you make a great point. A lot of good horror films are there. There's not a lot going on.
No,
You enable me to feel uncomfortable for a long period of time.
yep,
That takes a lot of talent.
it
It
does.
because the line between there's not a lot going on and boredom is really really close.
Yep.
And so I agree with you. Yeah, well done, well
Now
done.
this one, now this one was now House of the Devil was made by Ty West. If you're a horror fan, you probably know Ty West. He did a movie called The Innkeepers, which is also super
I've
slow
not
burns.
seen Incubus. I've not seen
Okay,
it. Okay, add
super
it to the list.
Innkeepers, super slow burn. Some people might find it boring, but it's the same thing. It just gives you he's a genius at building tension and unease, and you know that there's something going on. You just don't know what it is. I love those kinds of movies.
Well, I think what I hope for this is the same thing you'll say in the Shout Out Loudcast. What I really hope is that people then go and watch some of this stuff, or like
Exactly.
you guys will mention an album review or something obscure from Kiss, and the
Yep.
best thing is go back and listen to that album
Yep.
or go watch this movie. Love it or don't like it, but like
Exactly.
that's the best part is like
Yep.
we watch the same junk over and over again. Give me something I haven't seen. So
100
now, having said
100%.
that, my next two, I know you and I have talked about these,
Okay.
and I have not stopped talking about these for the last month. This is one of the problems with recency bias. I love these two films, and I can't stop telling people to go watch them. I
Okay.
know you love this next one, but 2014's Creep on
Mm.
Netflix,
Mm.
it's like
Whew.
70 some minutes. Please, if you like horror, or actually, if you just like a good, disturbing thriller, because it's not full of horror elements.
No.
So here's the premise: a guy who has cancer, who's not going to see his unborn child, invites a videographer to spend 8 hours with him. That's the premise. Now,
Yep.
I spent the whole time watching it, trying to figure out who the actor is. He's actually he was in a show on Apple TV called The Morning Show. He was the
He
program director.
he was
But
also in The
guys,
League.
listen to me. What's that?
He was also in The League, that comedy show about a bunch of guys playing fantasy
That's right.
football.
That's right.
He's got a
Um,
comedy background.
well,
Yeah.
it's a found footage film.
Yep.
That's the premise, and it's a genre in of itself. I love found footage. I've seen crappy found footage, and I'm watching one right now that's so bad I don't think I can finish it.
Oh.
But guys, oh, it's on Netflix. It's called Dead something. I don't even. It's terrible. I'll come back to it. But guys, listen,
Okay.
Creep. It's not gory at all.
No.
But if you want to get a little Halloween uncomfortableness, watch this film. So I sent, and Emma's always the third person in the show. I sent it to Emma. She had not seen it, and she has four roommates who have no movie knowledge,
Oh
none.
no.
They haven't watched Tarantino. They haven't watched Scream. They haven't
Oh
watched
no.
anything. And so she's a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, tonight, let's watch this. She texted me like 10:30 at night and said, that's the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be,
Mm-hmm.
because
It's
Creep never lets you feel comfortable, which is why I say it's underrated.
that 100%. That movie is, I remember the first time I saw that, and they came up with Creep 2, and now the series, the Creep tapes, which are all
I'm
like
watching that. Yep.
it is so uncomfortable, and that's the thing that kind of freaks you out, is that like that's the thing about with horror, like horror for me, like things that could happen, like regular scenarios. I mean, now granted, would you be in a situation like that, like the people in Creep? You'd probably not, but you never know. It could happen. And he nails that role of just being a weirdo, like a
Yeah. Yeah.
real, like a creep. A creep. It's a perfect name for the movie.
Well, even knowing what we know into Creep 2 is a good movie.
Yep.
It just can't be what Creep 1 is. It's
No.
just impossible. But still, I wasn't let down, but I had to go with Creep 1. I am anybody who says, what have you been watching lately? I'm like, if you've not seen Creep, go watch it today. Amy, my wife, will not watch it because her first question is what you said. She goes, could it happen in real life? I'm like, yeah. She goes, not watching. And so, all right. So that's
Perfect.
I've got one more mainstream pick, but then and
Okay.
then a couple of maybe people don't know about. But Tom, what you got next?
All right. We're going in the Wayback Machine here. Okay. We're going back to
Oh, good.
1973.
Okay.
Okay. Now, folk horror is a really weird genre. Okay. And it's weird because a lot of times it takes place, again, this is stuff that could happen. A lot of times it takes place out in countryside. You see a lot of folk horror in England and Ireland, or where there's a lot of like symbolism or cultish or celebrations and things like that. The movie is The Wicker Man. I
I
don't
have
know if
not seen this. I have not
okay.
seen it. All right.
Okay. It is very unnerving, okay? It's a very simple story about a policeman who gets a call from this little island. He's on the mainland. He gets a call that a young girl has disappeared and they need him to come in and find out what's going on and do the investigation. He arrives on the island and he realizes that what's going on the island is just something is amiss on this island. Their culture, their traditions, their celebrations, their religion, everything that they do, something is off. And he knows it, and he's the only one there. There's no one with him. So
Okay.
he's literally and figuratively on an island. And as the story evolves and he starts to uncover why he was called there, and it has one of the most unbelievably memorable and iconic horror movie endings ever.
Okay.
I can't recommend this movie. There's pretty much no blood. There's pretty much no gore. Christopher Lee is in it and he plays an absolute weirdo for a few
Classic.
minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. There's a remake. Do not go anywhere near the remake. Nicholas Cage is in it and it's almost so bad it's comedic. Don't go anywhere near it. You can watch this on Amazon. It's called The Wicker Man from 1973. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Trust me.
All right. So not the Iron Maiden song,
Yeah, well,
but
I think the Iron Maiden song might actually be based on the movie. I don't know.
but probably better than the Nicolas Cage remake. And I've
Oh,
seen a lot of bad Nicolas Cage movies, but okay.
don't
Well,
go near it. So
I
70,
love it. I've
1973, The
heard
Wicker
of
Man.
it. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad you put it on the top of
Yep.
the radar.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. I've got one more mainstream, and then I'm really hoping I end these two with something you haven't seen.
Okay.
I do know you're a fan of this, but friends, if you it's recently released on Netflix. It's 2023. I can't believe they have not lined up a sequel for this. But if you have not watched Cobweb, you need to watch Cobweb. So
Yeah.
first of all, uh, it's about it's about a boy who is sequestered by his parents. The dad is Anthony Starr, who is in The Boys.
The
He will
Boys.
never be able to play a romantic lead. That actor is always going to be a bad guy. I
Mm-hmm.
can't help it. Anything he says is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But the premise is this young boy, he does go to school and there's a sympathetic school teacher, but the parents have some hidden secret. And the boy starts hearing a knock on the wall and starts communicating with someone or something. This is a good ending. It sets up a sequel. I know it was not successful, like in terms of box office, but I loved it. I watched it on vacation. I immediately typed in, is there a sequel? There's nothing there. I know you liked it at some point in time. Cobweb is just a good, down the middle, creepy horror movie that no one knows about.
It's one of those movies I think that is so hard to find and so hard to make because it just dials up the scares. Those are the movies I really like. I like blood and guts and gore slasher movies. Those are fun. Those are fun, but they're not scary. A movie like Cobweb is creepy. It's unsettling. It's scary. The mother and father are spectacular in that. The way they portray what's going on, and as the story unfolds and you see what's happening, I think it's a fantastic pick. And you're right. That's a movie that more people need to pay attention to.
Yeah, the mom is Lizzie Kaplan, who I just
She's
love.
great.
And her personality and his personality as parents,
Yep.
like they bring a little bit more, like you just don't ever trust them.
Yep.
Those two are
Never.
never making a romantic comedy. They're like, you just don't trust the pairing of them. And again, how it got lost, I don't know. Hopefully, because Netflix put it out here in October or September, October, people are going to find it, but well worth it.
Yep.
And you know what? Again, it's not too overly horror for your mainstream watcher. You want a good, creepy October horror film? Go watch Cobweb.
Yep. Love it. Love it. All right, my next one, I got to throw some found footage in here because I love a good found footage. Although that's a
Yeah.
genre. That's a genre where it's very, very easy to screw up. So this is from 2007, and it's Rec, as in record, REC, capital
No,
REC.
good. I haven't seen it. Okay.
So it's a Spanish movie. Okay, they made an American remake of it called Quarantine, which is
Yeah, I've seen Quarantine.
okay. Quarantine, which is very good. It's actually an excellent remake. But Rec, again, as an REC, like a record on a video on a camcorder. It's the original one. It's a Spanish horror movie. They actually made a few in the franchise. This one's the best one. Simple story. A television reporter goes to a fire station to do, kind of like an on the spot kind of live action kind of interview. And while she's there, the alarm bell sounds. So she's like, "Oh, this is great. We weren't expecting it. Let's see where they're gonna go." And she ends up reporting to the scene. And I don't want to give away too much, but this is how found footage should be made. This
Okay,
is
all
how
right.
it deserved a remake, and I will give them credit that Quarantine was the rare, excellent remake. But if you enjoyed Quarantine, go see the original. I think it's available on Amazon. I don't know if it's free or not, but I think it might be a rental. But highly recommended, especially if you thought the Quarantine remake was good.
Excellent. Okay, I
Yep,
love it. I was hoping we'd bump into something maybe we hadn't heard of. So,
yep, yep.
well, good. Well, hopefully, I'm going to stump you on this next one. This next one is a 2009 British film,
Oh,
and it's called Triangle. So if you
I've seen
combine,
everything, so it's hard to stump me.
I know,
But go
if
ahead.
you combine Single Bomb, Groundhog Day with a boat hitting all of my, like checking all of them. I've seen this movie at least 5 times. This mom, there's something going on with her and her kid. She reluctantly takes a boat trip with friends. They get into a storm and then stumble upon an ocean liner. And there's a Groundhog Day element, but not like what you would think. And this movie is, you can find it on Peacock. It is sad. It's sad. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between being a horror movie, which this is, but then also being sad. And again,
Mm-hmm.
a movie that can evoke sadness, move something in me. Like don't just leave me with people dying. This movie is worth watching. And very imperfect characters.
Yep.
There's not a clear, even though you got sympathy for the mom, I'm not going to give anything away. It's not a clear cut hero type situation. Very worth watching. I love Triangle. 2009 British. You can find it on Peacock.
Yeah, that's a wild one. Anything that messes with time, like you said when you kind of alluded to the Groundhog Day, that's a wild one. I'm also noticing, Gordon, that's two movies involving cruise ships here on your underrated list.
I'm telling you, if we do cruise ships and giant shark movies, Deep Blue Sea, all of it. My wife asked me what's up with that. I do not know.
Hey,
Um,
water.
but you know what? What's more dreadful than being on some creepy cruise ship in the middle of the ocean? Like I don't find that relaxing. It seems terrifying to me. So
It's true.
yeah.
I've been on two Kiss cruises. They're terrifying.
Well, that's probably more with the people you were
Yeah,
with.
exactly, exactly. Okay, all right. So
All
my
right.
next one, I'm excited to talk about this one because I this is absolutely one of my all-time favorites, and it got buried in 1999. It got buried because it came out kind of around the same time as The Sixth Sense, and The
Okay.
Sixth Sense swallowed up all the oxygen in the room. But this is 1999, starring Kevin Bacon, Stir of Echoes.
Yes, I love Stir of
Oh
Echoes.
my God, dude. It is
Yes.
so good. It is so good. It's got great scares. It's actually got a great story, which is something I love. Brief summary, Kevin Bacon for fun gets hypnotized, and when he gets hypnotized and comes back, something happened to him, quote unquote, while he was under, and he can't figure out what it is. The viewer can't figure out what it is, and when you do figure out what it is, it's like a real shocking, kind of sad revelation of what happened. But this
Yes.
is a
Yes.
scary, flippin' movie. Some great cinematography, incredibly underrated performance by Kevin Bacon. And I think a lot of people don't know it because, like I said, The Sixth Sense kind of owned 1999. And this came out in 1999.
And I think it ties in a little bit of what we just said in a minute. It's got some sadness to it.
100, a
Like
lot of sadness. Yeah.
there's some depth of emotion,
Yeah.
not just creepy. That makes for a really well done, like Creep. The movie is just, I mean, like I just feel uncomfortable. But if you can also make me feel sad and give me empathy for the characters I'm watching,
Yep.
makes for a great movie. Yeah, I think Stir of Echoes is for horror movie fans, because Sixth Sense just owned that year, and everyone
Yeah.
thought that's what horror is. Great movie. I'm not going to criticize Sixth Sense. It's worth a
No,
deep
not at
dive.
all. Not at all.
Worth a
But
deep dive.
yeah.
But I love Stir of Echoes. All right,
Yeah.
we each have one left.
Yep.
Uh, I'm gonna go again with one that I just love.
Okay.
It is probably the movie that I rewatched most recently. I don't know if you do this,
Oh,
Tom. If you'll just put a movie on and let it run in the background.
I do it all the time. Yep.
I cannot explain necessarily. This is 2020.
Oh.
It got lost in a bunch of stupid hype. The Hunt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So have you seen it? Okay.
I
So
have. I have.
give everybody a background. Think most dangerous game. Okay. Let's just
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
now it got caught up in a bunch of political hype
Yes.
because it is a movie about liberals hunting conservatives. But anybody who criticizes this movie has not watched it
Correct.
because everybody gets equal. Like it's a satire. It's a satire. It's a
Yep.
dark satire. Everybody, I hate to say it, gets an equal shot at this one. You love the main character. You love her. She's
Yep.
awesome.
She's great.
And Hillary Swank at the end is badass. Just,
Yes.
I don't know if
Yep.
you ever watched The Office, and The Office has an entire scene,
Yes. Oh
entire
my God.
episode
Yeah.
about whether Hillary Swank is sexy or not.
Whether she's
They
hot or
didn't
not.
see
Yeah.
this. They didn't see this movie
Right. Right.
because she's incredible in this movie.
Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, this is a fun movie that makes fun of everybody. They're really good kills. There's some laughter in this movie. There's times when I just laugh, and it's got a satisfying ending. If you've not, it hops among the platforms. I think right now it's on Peacock. Every 3 months it goes somewhere else. I've watched it on Tubi. But like literally, if I'm up, if I can't go to sleep, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna watch The Hunt again because this movie is fantastic. I think it's a Blumhouse film, if I'm not mistaken. But to one more thing though, it got lost in the 2020 COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like it got lost because people tried to own it as a political problem. It's just a
That's
good
right.
movie. It's
Yeah.
just a good movie.
It's a blast. It's tons of fun. It's the balance of trying to make something like a dark satire while still having some horror elements. That's tricky, but they pulled it off. That's a fun one. Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
uh,
there's some surprise kills in there. So all right,
yeah,
you
there
got
are.
one more here, Tom. What do you got?
All right, my last one. I can't not talk about horror movies with. I mean, I've talked about this before. I've shared it. I think on Chamber of Thrills. It has now become a franchise. But when the very first one came out, I didn't know what to expect. It's found footage to me, and I've seen everything, Gordon, just like you. It takes a lot to scare me because we've seen everything. This movie, the way it was shot, just the way it was put together, had some of the creepiest scenes and creepiest moments, and it got me. The franchise, I think, is fantastic. It's got its ups and downs, but I'm going with the very first movie, and that is Hell House LLC.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
the very first Hell House movie, I think, is absolutely one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. I will put that up against any other horror movie out there that people deem scary. I think this is terrific. Part two is pretty good. Part three is eh. The fourth one is a prequel that I think is almost as terrifying as the original, like legitimately some terrifying sequences. The final one came out in the theaters, and I have not seen it yet. It's supposed to drop on Shudder and AMC Plus at the end of October. I've heard
Okay.
mixed reviews, sadly, about that. But if you like scary scares, okay, no blood, no guts, nothing like that. Simple story. There was a haunted hotel or a haunted inn. Something happened in there. These kids take it over, they buy it, and they do it all up to turn it into one of those, like House of Horrors, Fright
Right.
Kingdom.
Right.
I live in the New England area. We have like Spooky World, like things like that. They turn it into that. And while they're doing that, stuff goes sideways, and it's actually, horror movies are one thing. This is a great Halloween season movie to watch too, because that's what it is. It's a haunted house movie.
It's also a series now too, right? And are they making a series out of it? Maybe I'm wrong.
It is a
I
franchise.
mean, like a TV series, but I may be wrong. But okay,
That I don't know. I would love it if they did. I don't
okay.
know. But it is a franchise. I highly recommend all of them because there is an arc story to it that you really don't know that when you're watching the first one. But I think they're all on
On
Shutter
Shudder?
AMC Plus. It's been a while now, so they might have kind of gone off and veered off where they are. But it's called Hell House LLC. It's one of the best, especially
Love
this
it.
time of
And
year.
I don't get any residuals from this, but if you're a horror fan, get
Oh yeah,
AMC Plus because you also get Shudder.
yep,
Their original movies are but you get access to good stuff like this, and so it's worth a good watch.
absolutely. You have to.
All
If
right.
you're a
So
horror
what
fan,
I'd
you
like to do
have to
is
get it.
I want to give Emma's one overrated, one underrated. We
Uh-oh.
got time for some honorable mentions if you don't
Okay.
mind. And so Emma, just I love her. Her overrated
Oh no.
was the
I
original.
know it's going to be an old movie.
It's the original Halloween.
I knew it.
She
It doesn't surprise me.
is it the age? Like she thinks it's boring. I mean, I tried. She's like boring, not interesting. First of all, it's got Jamie Lee Curtis in, which all of us, I think, had a crush on at some
Mhm.
point in time. She just can't buy it. She just thought it was massively overrated.
I think that's such an indictment of like the age gap there, because I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was hosted by two young women. They're fairly young. I'd say maybe, I don't even think they're out of their 20s, maybe their late 20s. And they did an episode on Halloween 1978, and they said the same thing. They're like, "Yeah, it's kind of slow. It's, I was kind of a little bit bored." But I'm like, "That's the point.
Yeah,
That's the point.
it
You're
was so amazing.
you're following Michael Myers lurking through the neighborhood, and then it gets dark, and then he does his business. Like, that's the point." But I'm not surprised. I've heard a lot of younger people say that it's boring.
Well, her underrated,
Oh,
it would be hard to consider this an underrated movie,
okay.
but she gave a footnote. And I don't know how, but she said underrated is the original Shining. And
Okay.
she made this point. She's
All
like,
right.
too many people are caught up in comparing the book to the movie.
Good point.
Like, and by the way, Shining, just
The
top
best.
tier. Like,
Yep.
just, I mean, all the way down to the conspiracy theories. I'm in for everything.
Me
I'm
too.
in for all. I've read the book, but she just says, you know what? If you keep comparing it to the book, you're gonna miss how amazing of a movie that was, especially for the time frame when it was made. So she's like, she still thinks Shining is underrated, deserves more than it gets. And listen, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, just forget horror. It's just a great movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a good.
hers was The Shining.
That's a good point, though. She's right, because a lot of people like watch it through the lens of the book, and I think I might have shared this on the Chamber of Thrills. I watched that made-for-TV miniseries that Stephen
Yep,
King was
yep.
involved in because he notoriously hated the Stanley Kubrick movie, and uh, that was word for word the book.
Yeah, he just had to do it. Yeah,
But it was not good. It was very TV movie. It was not good.
Steven
But
Weber.
so yeah, Steven Weber. No, you're not doing it.
Wings.
Not doing it. Yeah, exactly. No. But I get her point. I get her point. Yep.
So, what do you have? You don't have to. You got any honorable mentions you want to throw out there?
I have a couple honorable mentions. I'll give one each. How's that? One each. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Unless you have a certain whatever this is
No,
your
no,
show. So all right.
yeah.
So my one overrated movie, I'm gonna stick to something modern, something brand new here. And again, this is a movie that it's not necessarily bad, but I was a little bit bored, and I was like, why do people think this movie is so great? This is not that good. This is 2024 Long Legs.
Okay, so this is a great point.
Go
Emma
ahead.
keeps telling me I gotta watch it,
Okay.
and I'm waiting for her to come home from college to watch it together. She loves it.
Okay.
I've not seen it yet.
Okay. So here's the thing. It's not that it's a bad movie. I just think people were losing their minds over Nicolas Cage's character in it and the story. So it's not bad. I don't think you'll dislike it, but I think this is one of those movies that suffered from the hype that by the time I saw it,
Yep.
it definitely, if we're using the true definition of the word overrated, that movie is overrated for me.
All right. Love it.
Yep.
So what else do you have next?
So my underrated, I'm anxious to see what you think of this because you did briefly throw it out here at the beginning of the episode. As part of some conversation that we were having. So I love this movie. I'm gonna wave the flag for it because people absolutely despise it. They hate it. I don't care. I love it. And that is Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007. I'm sorry. I love it.
No, you know what? I just don't remember it well. Well, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I mean, I saw it once, so you might have me go back to it. It's a hard franchise to reboot. Like it just,
So
yeah,
so
go ahead.
the reason why I like it is I like it for a couple of reasons. First of all, people hate it for multiple reasons because the first half of the movie is young Michael Myers. So instead of just him being like pure evil, there's a backstory to him as like a child and how he was a troubled child and his upbringing and he became this violent
Mhm.
psychopath and then so you have that part of the movie, and I understand why people don't like it because people don't want to find out why Michael Myers became him.
Right, right.
But when the movie fast forwards and then it becomes a true remake of the John Carpenter original, I think it's incredible. I think
Okay.
it's
Worth
super
going back to.
violent. It's
Okay.
super violent. The guy, I mean, he did make Michael Myers a little bit too big. He's like 9 feet tall. He's kind of
He is
like a
big.
big giant,
Yeah, I
like a
remember
big
that.
giant Hulk guy, but I think it's well shot. I think it's well. I mean, I'm not going to say it's well acted because Rob Zombie's never made a well acted movie. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I like it more because people hate it so much. But I think you got to give it a shot. Getting through the beginning of it with young Michael Myers is kind of a tough watch. But I think if you can get through that and then stick around for the remake part of adult Michael Myers, I don't think you'll be too disappointed.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. Well,
Yep.
I think I appreciate it. I'll go back and revisit it.
Okay. What do you got?
Overrated. I might have to go with Nope.
Oh
Um,
God, thank God. Yes, Jordan Peele.
so now listen, I like Get Out. I
I did
do.
too. It's pretty
I
good.
really
It's
like
pretty
Get
good.
Out. Us
Terrible.
is
I hated it.
there's it up until it's The Strangers up until the second half,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
longest exposition ever.
Ever.
Like real, I mean, like if you have to give me the movie treatment that you gave to the studio to explain the film,
Thank you.
Nope is just bad. And the reason I say overrated is because it did like $250 million in box office. If you
I
can make
don't.
hundreds of millions of dollars, it's just a bad movie.
It,
The special effects are weird. I don't
it
care.
it's actually a really bad. I don't even think that it's not only is it overrated. I just think it's a bad movie,
Yeah, I
regardless of
mean,
the
like,
rating.
yeah, when people are like, when you tell people what it is, they go, well,
Yeah.
that's dumb. Yeah, like you can't make the thing dumb. Like you
And the
can't.
thing is dumb.
The thing is dumb. And so
Yeah.
now underrated is not going to be underrated for horror films, but I think it's underrated in terms of people like knowing that this movie's out here. I recently discovered it. It's famous. You highly recommend it. If you haven't seen Sinister,
Oh, dude.
it it is going to like you need to know you're going into a horror movie. But if this is the spooky season, I don't know where to find it. I think it's on Max. I'm not quite sure. It is on streaming platforms. You don't have to pay for it. Sinister is freaking unnerving. And now we're just recommending horror movies we like. And so I like Sinister. So you need to go check out Sinister. It is, and even the sequel is not bad as well.
Sinister is legitimately unsettling. So I will make an admission on your show. I've seen everything like you. It takes a lot to scare me. Sinister is not a movie I will go back and watch because that movie scares me. I can't those home videos
Yeah,
are
yeah,
whoever came up with that plot line or that plot point,
yeah.
those are terrifying. And underrated thing about Sinister, if you the points in the movie when he's watching those home videos, whatever music or sound effects are going on in the background while he's watching that, it just gets under my skin. I that movie is so good. And you're right. It is. I will agree. I agree. It's underrated. It's that good.
Yeah, yeah. So horror fans love it. I don't think most people know to give it a shot, but it's the season to go check it out. So
Yep.
well, Tom, I started this last week with Brian Drake. I'm stealing it from the album review crew. But this is what I'm going to start asking all of our guests is what are you liking and what are you loathing?
Okay.
This is, I think loathing works better for this type of podcast. So it can be anything. I'm digging this right now, and I'm really not digging this. So I'd love to hear. I know I threw this on you last minute. What are you liking and loathing right now?
Okay. So I might be cheating a little bit because my liking and loathing are connected here. All right. So bear
Sure.
with me. Okay. So what I'm liking, and this is going to make me a weirdo, but I know a lot of other people like it, is I really enjoy is probably the wrong word based on what it was, but I really enjoyed the Netflix series on Ed Gein, the new Monster
I
miniseries.
haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
Okay. All
it
right. I
is
hear it's
it is horrific. It is unsettling. If you don't know anything about Ed Gein, you might want to give him a quick Wikipedia because what you're about to see on
yeah.
what you're about to see on screen is stuff that you've never seen in your entire life. I thought Charlie Hunnam was next level, award worthy. I love that series. The first one was on Jeffrey Dahmer. Then they did one on the Melendez brothers, which that was kind of a weird one because the Melendez brothers are not Jeffrey Dahmer or Ed Gein.
Right.
So that and then I guess my what I'm loathing is reading the reviews of the Ed Gein series, and what I mean by that is when I'm reading the reviews, I'm like, do you people understand that this is based on a true story? That all of your complaints about this miniseries are not really complaints about the miniseries. It sounds like it's you're complaining about what you had to see. And
Right.
that's the point. That's why the series is called Monster because
Monster. Right.
this man was a monster. So it's if you look online, it's getting like terrible reviews, like Rotten Tomatoes and all these things. I mean, people are praising Charlie Hunnam's acting, which is deservedly so. Laurie Metcalf plays his mom, who is like spectacular. But the story is horrendous. It's disgusting. It's vile. It's nothing that you would ever want to watch with your family. But that's the point of it. So I have a really hard time listening to critics in general, and I know that's their job, like whether it's movies or music or people, but like you said, the name of your show, you're entitled to your opinion, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm loving and loathing right now, Gordon.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I have. It's so many people are watching Monster. I've seen the prior episodes. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I know I
It's a
will.
tough watch. It's a
It's a tough
tough
watch. I mean, I
watch.
know what I'm going. I know what I'm going into. I just got to find the fortitude to get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Liking and loathing. I like October.
Oh man, I love it.
October
My
is
favorite.
cooler temps for running.
Yep.
All the good movies. I'm going to watch my daughter march with the JMU marching band it's football season.
Love it.
Like
Yep.
October is just good. We don't have all the pressure of Thanksgiving and Christmas, which I love. October is just good, man. It's just a good season right now. Like I
Gordon,
said,
we are like kindred spirits here. So I live in New England. I grew up outside of Boston. Right now I live in southern New Hampshire. We had a absolutely horrendous summer, like weeks and weeks of straight 100 degrees, humidity, just brutal
same,
weather.
yeah,
September and October is my favorite. Like you said, the weather changes. It's football season. You have nice days, cool nights, and like you said, you don't have to. And I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas, but this time of year, the leaves are starting to change. It kind of sucks that it gets dark a little bit earlier, but you get spooky season. It's my favorite time of year.
it's just good, man. It
Yep.
really is. I mean,
Yep.
47 to 70 degrees,
Love it.
football, all the good
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Loathing, very personal, might be personal for you.
Okay.
I am loathing the Boston Marathon qualifying system. So let
Oh,
me explain.
poor Gordon.
Well, all right, again, no one cares, but it's my show. So
I care. I care.
for Boston, you qualify by age, gender, and pace.
Okay.
So I will be 55 in a month. So I have to run a marathon in 3 hours and 30 minutes to qualify. I did that. And again, I know how this works. I've been marathoner now for 14, 15 years, 16 years.
Wow.
But there's 2 stages. You qualify, and then you find out if you get to run.
Oh,
Because if more people qualify than the race allows for,
yep.
then there's a secondary qualify. Again, I respect the system.
Mm-hmm.
I did it. I ran. I got to run the Boston Marathon. I'm thankful I checked it
Yep.
off. Just make it so hard that if you qualify, you get in.
Right.
That's all I'm asking. Now, Chicago figured this out this year. Chicago Marathon now has a guaranteed qualifying time and a non-guaranteed qualifying time. Great.
Okay. Easy.
But
That's easy.
every year it's a moving target. And usually I'm not mad. I love the elite nature of Boston. I
Sure.
thank God every day I actually got to run this thing and I got to experience all of it and running through all the towns, all the
Yep.
areas that you know.
Yep.
And this year I didn't think I had enough of a buffer, but I had a little bit of a hope and I didn't. So just
Oh,
I
sorry,
get
man.
it. It's a
Yeah.
thank you. It's elite.
Yeah.
I get it. Make it so elite
Right.
that if you know you qualify, you're like, I'm in, bros. But hey, listen,
Yep.
it sounds like I'm bitter. I'm not. Just make the qualifying time. I have
Oh,
a
I get it,
friend.
man. I get it.
I
I
have a
get it.
friend who missed it by 4 seconds.
Can I tell
She
you
missed
right
it.
now, if that was me, I would just continue running into the Charles River, and you would have to find my body somewhere because I could never, ever, no
Well,
way.
I'm very proud of her. It's weird. It's like I'm running a race November 1st. I'm running a marathon.
Nice.
It's
Good for you.
always in my brain. I'm like, well, I
Yep.
got to qualify for Boston. And then
Yep.
there's everything else. So this year, I'm like, just make the time the time. I don't care.
Sure. Yeah.
Add 10 more minutes in it and let me know
Right.
it's impossible. But
Yep. Yep.
I think probably this year it's harder for me because I've got that friend. She's an amazing runner. She
Yeah.
has run before, but she missed it by 4 seconds, and
That's
you just don't know. So
that's
anyway,
just, oh God, I feel
that's
so
my
bad.
loathing this year,
That's
and
a fair loathing, Gordon. That's a fair
I
one.
respect
Yeah.
the race. I respect what they do. It's
Yep.
hard because it's hard.
Yep.
Um, Tom, this has been great. You gave me a lot of time.
Yeah.
I know where to find you, but a lot of my listeners, I hope, are learning about you for the very first time.
Okay.
How do you want people to find you?
Okay, well, the best thing you could do. So, Shout It Out Loudcast is our proper podcast. If you can believe it, we've been doing this for over 350 episodes. We're an all Kiss podcast, but then once a week we also have a spinoff called Dorm Damage, where we talk about everything like horror movies, pop culture, concert reviews, TV shows, whatever. And then once a month we do something called Album Review Crew, where we ask a third party to come in and we pick an album. We spend about 2 hours picking it apart. So you can check us out on shoutitoutloudcast.com. All those podcasts are in the Shout It Out Loudcast feed. So if you subscribe to us on wherever you listen to your podcast, you'll get all those. They're not separate subscriptions, so or separate follows if you're on Spotify. So yeah, shoutitoutloudcast.com. We're on all the social medias, and check us out and hope you find something that you like.
I appreciate it. I'm also going to recommend on your behalf, if you love the conversation for horror, go to Facebook, go to the Chamber of Thrills community.
Yes.
Just people who love horror movies,
Yep. Yep.
And surprisingly treat each other pretty decent.
It's a great community. Yep.
It is. And friends, if you wanted to, for us, there is the You're Entitled to Your Opinion Facebook group, brand new. And honestly, you can just go in there and say, hey, this is what I'm watching tonight. That's usually the best stuff. It's just hearing about what folks are watching. Your Entitled Opinion comes out every Friday. I've got 2 other podcasts. This Is Gonna Hurt is about personal growth on Mondays. Capitalize Your Best is about business growth on Wednesdays, and this appears on every Friday, where we're just having fun talking about the stuff that we love digging out on. Tom, any last words? Anything you want to share with us?
I just want to say how grateful I am for this. Happy for you that you kicked off this podcast, brought it back to life. And anytime I'm able to geek out on horror, and we definitely share an affinity for that. I loved making these lists, and hopefully you'll have me back in the future to talk about horror and anything else that you want to talk about, man. So really, I'm very grateful to be here. So thank you.
Well, definitely. We're definitely going to have you back and talk about horror. And since You're Entitled to Your Opinion is a little bit left of mainstream, We might even do a Kiss deep dive sometime. So might even you never
Why
know.
not? Why not?
That would be fun. And
I'd
so
love it.
so friends, we've got more guests coming up. You're going to get a few solo episodes of me because I love hearing myself talk. So that's coming up soon. But guys, as always, like, share, review, and I appreciate it. And we will talk to you again soon. Tom, thanks so much.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, Gordon.